Well, howdy doody. Howdy doody. Good evening. It is live at 5. I believe we're live. Let me make sure that Instagram actually has us live because Instagram sometimes be tripping. All right. If you're on Instagram and it's live, please go ahead and say, yes, we are live over here so that I'm not looking around to see what's happening over on Instagram. Come on, come on, come on. Trying to get this to add a banner that I want to be running. Have a banner I want to be running. Let me edit this because that is not accurate right now either. All kinds of stuff. Save. There we go. I want to know how everybody's week went. Did we have a good week? Did we make any money last week? Hey, Avery, you're here. Did we make any money last week? I'm going to share with you my results from last week, what kind of stuff I came up with last week. As far as my peak bot trading, I didn't do much trading for myself last week because I'm in summer B. I'm teaching at the university for summer B, which is 6 weeks of we hitting it 4 days a week with the extra time to do their homework. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yes. So I have not had time to do much but focus on that. So that's what I've been doing. We finished 1 week and I was so shocked with how much it took out of me to really spend, I'm in the classroom starting at 10:50 and we teach till like 12:30 and then help after that and then have a little 45-minute break and then I'm in the class all afternoon. It's like, ooh, geez, oh, you are a wonder in my soul, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Yes, yes. I love teaching. I really do. I really do love teaching. And it is that drive that pushes you forward because after a while you're like, I don't know about this. But I love what I do, so that matters. Hey, Stacy, your fresh name. Hi there. And hey, Tamar, how you doing? How you doing, Tamar? Okay. Let's talk about what's coming up this week. What's coming up this week? Let me make sure I got my other window open, so that way I can make sure I might be on the wrong screen here. But let's go ahead and see what we see for Rex. There we go. The Forex Factory and the calendar. Let me bring this to the other screen so I can control it from here. Alrighty. This week we don't have much of anything in earnings. We don't have. This is our earnings list from Earnings Whispers. We appreciate you guys and gals over there, but we don't really have much for earnings this coming week. This will be a short week. We have Thursday off for Independence Day. July the 4th, the market will be closed on Thursday, just like it was closed for Juneteenth on a Tuesday. Now it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Juneteenth, Tuesday or Wednesday. It might have been a Wednesday. Juneteenth might have been a Wednesday. It was the 19th, and I think the 17th was a Monday. So anyway, Juneteenth was closed in the middle of the week. And now 4th of July is going to be closed in the middle of the week. It's going to be Thursday, right? And people, you can expect to be some low volume. Why is that? Because people who are going to take Thursday off are probably also going to take Friday off. So people may not necessarily have the market closed on Thursday and then they jump back into trading stuff on Friday. So Friday may have some low volume. Again, I don't ever give investment advice because I'm not an investment advisor, but we use our common sense and we use our history and experience to tell you what could possibly happen. But in the market, anything could happen in the market. We know this to be true. Our earnings for this week, not until Tuesday, we have Polestar, MSC, Radius Recycling, and looks like SLP, Simulations Plus, is Tuesday after market closes. And then Wednesday morning, we've got STZ, which looks to be construction brands, STZ, I'm not sure. Constellation. Oh, that's Constellation Brands. That's STZ, and that's on Wednesday. And that's all we have as far as earnings this week, just those few. Hey, Asleen. Stacy says, I'm new. Welcome from Kansas City, Missouri. Jamie told us about you. Well, woo woo. Glad to be here. Glad to have you. Vivian says, I love whatever you do besides working full-time, teaching, and part-time investing. I am learning and trying to improve every day. Yes. Yes, we're trying to make it do what it do. Okay, so let's look real quick at let me share my screen so we can look at the stuff that's coming up next week as far as meetings and such. The topic tomorrow said I did not purchase a single contract last week, only purchased some shares added to my long-term portfolio. I get it. So the summer, sometimes in the summer we just gotta take a chill pill wheel. Or take a chill pill Bill, or is there a girl named Jill? Take a chill pill Jill. Yeah. How could we work the alliteration? So here we are, coming up next week on Monday, coming up tomorrow, we've got PMI 9:45, 10 o'clock ISM manufacturing PMI, manufacturing prices all at 10 o'clock. Construction spending month over month, also 10 o'clock. So this is after the market opens, and the 10 o'clock turnaround is a real thing. So keep in mind that, market opens, it starts doing some stuff, 10 o'clock comes, and it kind of can do the other thing. So that's going to be tomorrow, okay? Tuesday morning, bright and early, ding, ding, ding. Right when the bell rings at 9:30, guess who's going to be speaking at the same time? Powell. Why did Jerome need to talk at 9:30? I'm not sure where he's going to be speaking. Let's go see where he's speaking at. This folder gives us more information. He's going to participate in a panel discussion titled Policy Panel at the ECB Forum on Central Banking in Centra. Okay, he's going to talk, of course. Anytime he speaks, there's volatility expected because people are scrutinizing what he has to say. Of course, these speeches are usually pre-written. Doesn't mean that people don't read stuff into what he says. That's going to be Tuesday morning at 9:30. Right? Don't know how that'll play out. JOLTS job openings happens at 10 o'clock, though. Same morning, Tuesday morning. The RCM tip economic optimism, and then all day we've got total vehicle sales. So the morning is where it's going to be the heat. Yeah, the heat is going to be in the morning on Tuesday, right? On Wednesday morning, 6:30, we've got Williams speaking from the Fed at 6:30. That's before the market opens. Challenger job cut 7:30. 8:15, we've got non-farm employment change. That's at 8:15. 8:30, we've got unemployment claims. It's a red folders, though. 9:45, we've got final services PMI and ISM services PMI. That's 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Crude oil inventories. Natural gas storage at 12 and 2 o'clock. FOMC meeting minutes. Ding, ding, ding. FOMC meeting minutes come at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to have two big FOMC things early in the week, right? It's going to be Wednesday at 2 o'clock, right before the market closes for a holiday. And then Friday morning, FOMC member Williams will speak before the market opens. We've got employment stuff happening at 8:30. That's all Friday. And then 11 o'clock, we've got Fed monetary policy report. So what are we looking at? We're looking at red folders every single day this week that the market is open. The market's open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. All of them have a red folder, right? FOMC member, Powell is 2 days, or this meeting minutes really is kind of Powell too. And then you got other FOMC members speaking at other times. So we're going to trade wisely and strategically. That's what we're going to do. We're going to trade wisely and strategically. Yes. Let's go look to see let me see if I can get TradingView open in a reasonable amount of time. But while TradingView is opening up, I'm going to add to the stage our results from last week. These are our results from last week. Tamara says, I noticed over past years that the summer season is very different from others, so I typically go very light with contracts during this time, or none at all. That's wisdom. Wisdom and experience speaking there. Okay, so this was last week. Last week I put out this trades list. It had 22 trades on it. When you count the both sides of the iron condors and you count the put credit spreads, call credit spreads, we had 22 trades. 19 of those 22 were 100% profitable. One of those was partially breached. The HPQ was partially breached. The price ended at like 35 or 35.01, something like that. So this was like a halfway breach on the HPQ. JD was breached totally. The price is ended below 26. And MGM was breached totally on the call credit spread side because price ended above 44.5. So now let me leave our EMA on there. That's what we did last week. That was last week. I think everything else can stay there. Okay, 86% win rate. The previous week we had 100% win rate. This past week, 86. These are good numbers. These are good numbers, which means you could have picked 1, 2, 3 of these, run them all week, do multiple contracts, and you would have been profitable as a seller. You would have done this last week, okay? So now I do want to share with you what this week's list looks like. If you follow me on Facebook, you follow me on TikTok. I don't know if I put it on Instagram this week yet. Did I put it on Instagram? I don't think I did. I think I did it on TikTok. If you're, you should have gotten, did I send an email with this? I don't think I did. If you're in any of my Telegram groups, you've seen this. If you follow me on Facebook, you've seen this right here. This whole list for this coming week, okay? A short week. Good thing about a short week is you get an extra day in the middle for theta to absorb itself, for theta to draw up while the market is closed. We're benefiting from theta even when the market is closed. This is a plus, right? We're benefiting from theta even when the market is closed. We've got 4 put credit spread ideas, and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 call credit spread ideas. And if you want to, diversify, put some money in banking, put some money in tech, put some money in energy, consumers, you got Kroger stuff, consumer stuff. And if you just want to do iron condors, you can run the iron condors from the bottom. As I tell you every week, it is really good to make sure that you set your alerts and you enter these trades as prices coming to support or resistance. Thank you, Tamar. 86% profitable on our list. Woo woo. Yes. I don't trade everything on the list. I do put out the list, but I trade a lot of things on the list. So I don't trade the list in its entirety, but I do trade a lot of things that come up on this list because this list is generated from Peakbot. And I'm an affiliate of Peakbot, and I use their watch list to help me figure out which trades we're going to do. So that's what we got right here. That's what we have right here. 86% last week. Now you got some stuff for this week. Pick a stock or 2 stocks or 3 that you really like. Do your charting if you need to and put them, and then enter these trades and make it do what it do. All right, enter these trades and make them pay out, baby. Make them pay out. Okay, let's see. I'm going to switch us back over to, I'm trying to switch us back over to the chart because I want to show you how did SPX and SPY and those guys, how did they act? How did they act last week? I need to really minimize this so nobody gets confused. Don't want anybody to get confused. Let me move this back over. Come on, there we go. There we go. We're looking at SPX. Yep, SPX is where we are. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. This is the daily chart on SPX. Let's look at what the weekly candle ended with last week. We finished the quarter. We finished quarter 2 on Friday. So now the new quarter is opening up tomorrow, quarter 3. So new quarterly candles are opening up, new weekly candles, new monthly candles, new daily candles. All those are going to be new come tomorrow morning. So those of you who trade, that's what these numbers are on here is the strat. Those of you who trade the strat, you're going to know we got new candles or new time frames opening up. Currently, all these time frames are showing green. Why are they all showing green? Because the hourly, monthly, weekly are all going to be brand new. This quarter is also brand new. And for the year, we are green on the year on SPX though. So the year has been green thus far. But now what happened on Friday? Y'all see this candle? Can y'all see that candle clearly? May not be able to see it. Well, this is a weekly candle. Yep. Can y'all see that candle there? Here, this one with the long wick. This long wick might let us know that there may want to be some more downwards coming, and we want to trade. This is a shooter. Shooter means shooting down. Hammers go up and shooters shoot back down. So the weekly candle, this basically says that SPX wants to come down to more. I think last week we talked about shooter on one of those days. It might have been on the week, and I mentioned that and said we were going to have some more downwards motion. When the market opened, it popped up. People were like, oh, you know what you talked about. And they said, it was maybe 10:30. It turned around and never went back. Never went back again. Okay, that's SPX for the week. For the week. Let's look at Triple Q for the week. See what it did on the weekly. Also hit its resistance up here. Let me put a little line on it. Got some resistance right up here. If you want to go to the top of the wick, which people do, that's at 486 and some change. But you also can just go to the top of the body, which is where it closed. But I think it should be noted that this wick or that price did go up all the way up to 486. It wasn't able to stay up there, but it did go up there. Okay. It did go up there. Now this says a bullish rev strat reversal. Maybe bullish going up. We'll see. That's the week. Let's look at how the day ended on Triple Q. Technology, NVIDIA, and the peoples. NVIDIA and the peoples. Triple Q. That's who's kind of carrying us on their shoulders. It's NVIDIA. We just go carry y'all around. Long wick again could potentially mean that it's a bearish reversal, could be coming back down on Triple Q after, this is the daily chart. So these are daily candles, right? Again, new candles on the weekly, the daily, the monthly, the quarter, all those things are going to be new. But people are resetting positions coming out for next week, coming out for next quarter, next month. People are resetting, right? And now that I'm talking about NVIDIA, let's go ahead and look at the chart. I'm going to chart some of the ones that are on our list for the week. NVIDIA is not on our list, but I want to chart it. So I'm not charting this. I'm charting stuff on our list after I look at NVIDIA. Looks like the gap that was here on NVIDIA did get closed. I believe that was a gap. Yep, it did get closed through. There is one down below us. Is this NVIDIA? Yeah, it is. I was thinking NVIDIA, the $100, but I forgot NVIDIA split. 118 is the top of this gap, and 116 is the bottom of this gap. This one here got closed by the price action from the subsequent day, so that's no longer a gap. Looks like NVIDIA has a bit of a downwards moving trend line. But we are coming into support. There you go. Support is at 118. Quarter's up. Year is up. Month and week. Again, those are all new. Day showing red just because of Friday. I probably should change this to see what is my... I don't see where it lets me do extended hours. That's not important at this point. All righty. What do we have on our list that we want to look at? Let's go see. What might be of interest on our list? Hey, Janae. I missed you on our Zoom call. What do you want to look at? I'm pausing for you all so you all can write into the comments what you'd like to see. Pausing, wait, still waiting. I'm going to look at Exxon. I'm going to look at Oracle. We can look at a bank. How about we look at BAC? I would look at BAC or Wells Fargo, since Wells Fargo is on the Iron Condor list. Maybe we do Wells Fargo. 58P and 61C. No, nothing. We're just going to wait for me to decide. I can. I don't have any problem with that. All righty. Press on. Press on. I'm going to start with Oracle on the call put credit spread side. Support at Oracle. This is the daily chart. We can look at the weekly first. See what we see for the week. Big old candle right here. Yeah. Yeah. We have to go to a smaller time frame to see what's inside of this big candle. Because we don't need to be way down there for support. Here's some support now on the daily chart. At 138. I've got 137, 138 as a put credit spread number. Current price, it closed at 141. Put credit spread. So in the midst, also in this, let's go look and see. I come up with these numbers. I use the chart and I use, I use the chart and I use the option chain. There we go. Thank you. Just showed right up over there. This is Oracle or ORCL. Looking at put credit spread. 138 is an 82% probability out of the money. Let me see if I can make these bigger so they can be seen easier. Look and feel. We'll make this very large. Here we go. 138, I said, has a probability out of the money of 82% or a delta of 0.17. 82. So 137, 138. The market is closed, of course, but this point you got $7. I wouldn't, the way I suggest that we do all the time is you wait till it comes down to support. Wait till it comes down to support. Support would be, or comes down closer to support, 138 and some change. As it's coming into the support, then you enter your trade with the thought that it will hit your support and then bounce. I'm on the 4-hour chart now, and on the 4-hour chart, I see support at 142, not 142, 140.24. 140.24. So then your thought is to, here we go. I guess I could write it where I was because I'm not going to be able to write it there. Put credit spread 137, 138. That has done that before. I don't like it when it does that. Oracle. Where's my little note? There it is. Right here. I take my little entry here and then, okay, enter. As price goes below, you just want to do the most, huh? Just do the most. Let's try again. Anybody know where Tanya is? We haven't heard from Tanya in a minute. Interest price goes below 140. What are you doing? Third time's a charm, I guess. Inside of here. Wait till it's ready. below 140.28. Okay, that means you're going to wait till you passed your 140, yeah, 140.24, I think it is. But you're going to wait till it hits some support to see if it's going back in the other direction, see if it rejects that, and then you're going to enter for your put credit spread at 137, 138. Does that make sense to all? I hope it does. If not, I think I did see her respond something earlier today. Okay, so that's what's going on with Oracle, right? Next one on my list, Exxon. Let's put it back on the weekly chart, see if anything of interest happened on the weekly chart. We've got support here. Exxon is actually on the call credit spread list. We've got support down underneath this hard bounce at, what's that, 100 or 109.25. We've got a gap here in the middle of it. Got a gap here that will want to be filled. This is the weekly candle, though. That means this is what happened, all of what happened last week. I believe all these things is momentum. Let me change to a line so I can see for sure whether, yep, that's big. All those candles there were momentum, but there is a support or resistance right in here. Anytime you see peaks and valleys where the price goes pew, pew, that means that's support or resistance. You know, as we trade, we really do watch to see that support and resistance are a big piece of what we are trading. But support and resistance are they've happened in the past, right? They said we believe that they'll hold again potentially in the future. But of course, support and resistance gets broken. You also want to be able to look at, are there any indicators that will tell you what's happening now? Are there any indicators that tell you what's happening now? And there are no indicators that tell you that, except there's only one indicator that will tell you what is potentially about to happen, and that is something called flow. Have you all ever heard of flow? Like a capital flow is the one I know about. Have you ever heard of options flow? I'm trying to see where I put my link. Y'all, have y'all ever heard of that? Options flow basically is you can see in real time what is, what the big money, what the big banks and the big people, what are they buying? What are they buying? Right, in real time. That's probably the only forward-looking indicator. That's probably the only one. Let me go and grab the link. I want to make sure if anybody wants to look into flow. And I know the guy who created Capital Flow. I'm quite impressed, of course. I put the link into our comments, but it is the only forward-looking indicator. It's the one where you see where are big banks putting their money, and you can see it in real time. Sometimes you see, like, if some of the senators or whatever, they've placed big orders, they have 90 days before they have to report those orders. They don't have to, like, when they push the button to get in on those, they don't have to send a message right away saying, I just bought $3 million worth of blank. They don't have to do that. They got 90 days to tell you that they've done that. Unlike Capital Flow. See what the big money is buying in real time. So as soon as those orders are placed, whether it's $1 million or $2 million or $3 million, for whatever the amount, $25,000, all of the flow comes through. So I've told you the guy who created this is JT, and I think he's like the almighty JT on YouTube. He's also on Facebook and those other places. But what we've done, what they do, we do in that community. Let's say, for example, Tesla's had a whole lot of movement happening in very recent past. And what they'll do is all these orders for Tesla calls will come in, like literally millions, or in some cases billions of dollars in orders will come through with like Tesla calls. And that's an indication to take that information. Of course, go check your chart. You don't take anything blindly and go run do But go check your chart to see what will be a good entry place, or how do you want to trade this information, and you make a move. And then the next, you might see a whole bunch of orders that come back and say there's NVIDIA puts coming through, and there's a whole lot of money that's being spent on NVIDIA puts. A lot of times we don't know what's going on because we're just regular old folks trading. But the people who, even though it's not called insider trading, they may know stuff we don't know, and those things pop up. Right. And when they pop up, you're seeing in real time where the money, where's the big money putting their money, right? You can see that this is the only forward looking indicator. Of course, that's never 100%, but wouldn't you like to know if you're looking at, hey, Ward, let's say you're looking at buying SPY puts, and then you see a whole bunch of flow comes through that says for calls. You're like, well, maybe going down ain't the way to go. Or if you're looking at put credit spreads, call credit spreads, of course, with sellers, whichever direction, you're looking at something bullish, and then a lot of flow comes in for a bearish trade, then you'll know, well, I'm looking bullish, but it's really something bearish going on. There's some bearish money going in there. Okay. I put the link in the chat. If that's something you're interested in checking out, JT offers, I think it's like $35 a month. It is. And you can, if you sign up, you get the first month for half price. So I gave you the link. You can use that link. And if you got some more questions about it, we can either, you can look it up on, you can look him up on YouTube, the almighty JT, and he's got like a whole playlist that talks about how do you use flow. Anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but I did want to say that it could be quite a useful tool. We're on Exxon. Exxon has us looking at call credit spreads, which we're at. Resistance is at 115.69. Let's switch over to the option chain. I have Exxon at 118 for the call credit spreads. Let me go to Exxon, XOM. Energy's kind of been doing its thing, right? It's, as you see from the chart, energy's been, here we're on the weekly. Let me go back to the daily chart so we can see what it did on the daily. This is what happened. We had a little doji area right here. This is going to be another piece of support or resistance. And 114 support, really, even though we're looking on the top side because we're trying to do a call credit spread. That would be here at 117 is resistance. This big one here. Y'all see this back on May 31st. Okay, so above that, we should be able to do our call credit spread. Let me write my little note up here so we can see what's going on. Call credit spread, 118, 119. Enter after rejection of 117.25. Okay, if we go into a smaller time frame, we may even see another resistance between those two. It's like we got something here at 116.53. You probably may be able to enter when it's at around the 116.50. See there, 116.50. Let me check. I'm going to edit this. Rejection of 16.50 or 117.21. 21 or 25. Close enough. Close enough. Call credit spread 118, 119. That's on Exxon. So that's we already did an Oracle, which is in the tech area. Exxon is going to be in energy, right? Let's look at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo puts us in the banking area. Wells Fargo is a $59 stock. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Ooh, look at this long old wick here. Rocket. Bullish rev strat going way up. We want to go up, way up in God. Wells Fargo is actually showing up on the Iron Condor list. It's showing up as neutral. What makes me put it on the Iron Condor list is it's neutral on the watch list from Peakbot, which is looking at the 67-day moving average to see whether it's bearish or bullish or neutral. In the case of Wells Fargo, it is showing neutral. Now, this big wick right here would, all pause, would make me pause on the call credit spread side until I saw it reject here, right? Last week, I had Datadog as my Iron Condor. I think I had Iron Condor, and Datadog, Smiling Kitty or whoever, Roaring Kitty, decided to put a dog in a tweet, a picture of a dog. One person should really not have that kind of influence, but he put a picture of a dog in a tweet, and Datadog went nuts. So my call credit spread was breached, like really breached. I didn't notice it actually till too late because I really should have just bought back the sell leg and let the call leg go. But I didn't even hear about the dog in the tweeted dog until it was a few days in, because I definitely would have jumped out if I knew he was moving that. I hate to use the word manipulating. If he was moving things around with his tweets, I would have probably made a move. But either way, so this is in an Iron Condor area. I've got 61 on the call side, 61 call credit spread. Let me put in some text. Call credit spread at above 61. And I've got a put credit spread at or below 58. This is 57.20 is our support here, but there's another support right in here that I left off. I needed to put this one right here, and that is 57.90 something. So 58 could be there. Now I get these numbers. I look at the chart and I look at the option chain. This is Wells Fargo we're looking at. The 58 has a 79.9% probability out of the money, or 80% probability out of the money. When I'm looking at these, I'm looking for a delta of less than 0.25. When I'm checking strikes, I'm looking for a delta of less than 0.25. This one shows up for the week. 58 is a 0.19, and 61 has a 0.18, 0.18. Okay. So when I switch over to vertical, 57.58, it shows that it's paying, 57.58 shows it paying $10. And then on the other side, if you were going with 61, that's another $10. So you're collecting $20. But if you were doing it right now, market's closed. But if you were doing, when you're doing it real time, you're going to wait and let the stock price move. So as price gets closer to this little resistance of 60.19, that's when you would enter your call credit spread. And when price is coming back down towards this 57 and some change, that's when you would enter your put credit spread. So you're not just entering them willy-nilly, but you're looking to see what's a good time. Okay. Janae says that could have been for Chewy. Go figure. It could have been for Chewy. And I don't even know if Chewy moved. I wasn't looking at Chewy, but I was looking at Datadog, which was going nuts in the midst of all that was happening there. Okay. I wanted to look at ARM, even though ARM is not on our list. ARM is not on our credit spreads list for the week. I did see a YouTube video talking about the stocks that NVIDIA is investing in. And NVIDIA has invested almost $250 million this year. It has invested in ARM, which may be why ARM is seeing this movement. The YouTuber talked about how NVIDIA tried to buy ARM before, and they got told no. The Federal Trade Commission said, nope, you would create a monopoly, so they would not let NVIDIA buy them. So NVIDIA said, okay, maybe we can't buy you as a company, but we'll just buy a bunch of your stock. So NVIDIA owns $250 million worth of stock from ARM. So that's maybe why they're looking like they're looking. Might be why they're so what does that say to us? That says ARM may be a place that we might want to do a little bit of watching, see what's going on up here, see what's going on in the ARM area, and let's just take a look, right? Okay. Bullish bears reversal. So on the weekly chart, it is showing a reversal there. So maybe we look at call credit spreads up here, but we also want to make sure that if we're going to do that, that we just see, is it not just pulling back at or above? The top of that is 177. So I probably would go up at least to 180 if I was going to do a call credit spread, right? Or you could trade with the trend that's going upwards on the put credit spreads, and I see support at like 145. But now this is the weekly chart, so I'm going to write this in here, but I'm going to also switch to the daily chart. PCS at or below, what's that, 145? Let's go look and see what's on the, let's see the daily chart first, and then we'll go look at the option chain. Okay. This is the daily chart. Support is going to be in the 160 area. See these candles right in here? Price paused in here. That's in the 159, 160 area. And there's also some more support down here at 151. If we could also look here, I haven't put any trend lines on in a while, but we could also look and see what are the trend lines showing us, because sometimes these trend lines are going to also give us, it's going to let us know that it's kind of bouncing up along a channel. Not in this case, not really a channel, because it's kind of going up and down. But we also have our 9-period moving average that it's kind of riding along with there. That could be our trend line here, letting us know we're still going up. But I see for support, we probably could get even closer to maybe 159, because current price is 163. Oh, I should make it. Okay, I charted ELF. I did chart ELF and my numbers were good. Well, all right. Look at there. ELF wasn't on the list, but we'll take it. And see, we also can maybe look at a put credit spread at or below 159. Let's go to the option chain and see what we see there for what would be good for ARM. I'm changing this to single. Delta, we got a plus minus 10. And I haven't talked about the IV implied volatility, but plus minus 10. But anytime there's high volatility, I try to respect this. I call it the plus minus number. It actually is implied volatility, but I like to use this. And I take current price, which is 164, and subtract this 10, means I would go down to 154 or below, 154, which puts me at 152.5. Delta 0.16 still goes right in what I was saying about delta below 25. You probably could go with 155. You're in the same zone, right? So 152.5, 155. If I change this to a vertical, 152.5, 155 is paying $38. I like ARM. Let me see, 155 on the put credit spread side. If you want to just do one side, right? Because you might decide, I don't know if I want to get on the opposite side of this. It could be a little more risky up above there, but you look and see. Let's go back to see what, if we wanted, come on. If we wanted to see, here we go. This was a red candle on Friday, even though it shows 2 up, but the candle was a red candle. Let me see if I change. Let me take this off. That way y'all can see what I'm talking about. See, this was Friday. Friday's candle was red. Now, according to the strat, it's a 2 up because it went outside of the upper bound of the previous candle, but it was a downwards candle, right? So you could say, this could also be seen as resistance. Price didn't close above that 166 area. It didn't close above that. So that could be your resistance there. I talked about a CCS above 180, but let's go see what we would see on the option chain. We're looking here. I would do the plus minus 10, which puts us at 174, 175. Delta 0.21. Good spot. Good spot. Right? Safe. Better safe than sorry. When we're sellers, we want to figure out where is price not going. So 175, 177.5. Call credit spread pays another $30. So if we were entering this trade today, $38 on one side, 30 on the other, you're going to pull in $68 and leverage 250. That's almost a 30% return on the money. Almost a 30% return. 25%. Those are good returns on collateral for ARM, right? It's good returns on collateral. Let's go back to what I wrote here. So that way anybody who's watching along can see exactly what I said. I suggested call credit spread at 175. I'm going to change it now. 175, 177.5 based on all the pieces and the parts. And I suggested a put credit spread at 152.5. Don't 2.5, 155. Okay. If you wanted an iron condor, if you just wanted one side, you just want to go with the put credit spread side, hey, go for it. If you feel like I can go find and be up here above this area at the top, hey, go for that too. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Okay. All righty. Let's go share some other stuff for today. We've got our list. As I said, you can look at the list and all the places. Facebook, YouTube, it's on YouTube. My YouTube channel, if you're following me on YouTube, you can look there. This list is in all those places, all right? Don't forget the membership. You can always check inside the membership too and see stuff. The vertical credit spreads training, if you're looking at all I'm talking about, you're like, I don't know, how do you pick strikes? What do you do? What do you do? How do you enter? How do you exit? How do you know where to do? How much, what's the money look like? All those things are in this vertical credit spreads training. And that training is currently $47 at educatortotrader.com. You can learn all about vertical credit spreads. I updated this training here recently, and I added the section. I added some videos about how do you defend your spreads if something goes wrong. If they start to get challenged, then how do you defend them? I put that in the part of the video now. I wanted to talk a little bit about last week, y'all know I talk about PeakBot regularly. PeakBot is automated trading for sellers, automated trading, hands-free for the sellers, right? So what PeakBot has been doing for me is every day PeakBot enters triple Q as a 1 DTE iron condor. You might have seen this on my Facebook information and you might have wondered, maybe you had some more questions. If so, I'll talk about it. But every day, PeakBot enters Iron Condor on triple Q for me using a one spread. So I use $100 each day, and that same $100 gets rinsed and repeated every single day, right? So on 6/21, I collected $41. One side of that got breached, so I had a $56 loss. But the next 4 days, I collected $54, $41, $52, $49. All of those trades closed in profit. So it enters the trades and it sets a close order for $5 to buy it back. All of these trades ended in profits. So once you did a minus 56 plus all these others, I end up at the end of the week with profits of $100, and I used $100. So I started with $100. At the end of the week, I had $200. So I didn't just get my $100 back because I didn't spend any money as a seller, but I leveraged $100 all week, and then I came out with $100 in profits. So I made $100 off of $100 in a week. Could it always work like that? No, some weeks will be more, honestly, and some weeks maybe a little less. But in this case, last week was $100, and that is using PeakBot for automated trading. If you want to use PeakBot or check into it, go over to usepeakbot.com. Let me find the thing to show. usepeakbot.com/E2T, and you're going to be able to get 50% off. Actually, it's 50% off your first quarter. You're going to get half off your first quarter. I want to say it's 50%. off your first quarter. If you want to check out automated trading, it's been really good for me, especially this week, because as I've mentioned a few times, I've been in the classroom and I'm not able to look at my charts and enter and exit my trades or watch and do all the things. I'm not, but Peakbot is still running this every single day, whether I touch the platform or not. It enters the orders, and when it's all over, it exits the orders, right? So you can use Peakbot on Schwab, Tradier, or Tastyworks. Tasty Trades, I think it's Tasty Trades. You can use it on all of those or any of those if you want. You can use Peakbot there. I'm a fan of automated trading. Let the bot do it for me. Now this is all for sellers. It's selling, but you don't necessarily have to understand the strategy to do it, to let Peakbot make money for you. And the bot is only going to bother what you tell it to bother. I pick the stock and I say, okay, enter these trades for me or on these stocks. And the bot says, okay, got you. And it does it for the week. There's nothing that I have to do. It's totally hands-free, right? I have the triple Q, and I'm also doing a trend spread bot that is still in beta testing. So that's, I'm testing that one out along with the folks. But Peakbot is starting one more thing tomorrow, which I think is phenomenal. Some people don't want the bot to be automated trading for them. I don't want that. I want to trade for myself. So if the person may say that, I'm not saying that. Somebody else might say that. But in case you decide, I don't want the bot to trade for me, I want to trade for myself, Peakbot is sending out alerts. Every day it's going to send alerts at 12 o'clock. Going to send out alerts. Now the alerts are going to be on seller things. It's going to send out alerts for iron condors or alerts for credit spreads, right? It's going to send out alerts for seller related things. It's $5 a week. And if you go to alerts.peakbot.com, you can put in free 2 for 2 weeks, and you can use free 2. And you can get 2 weeks of free alerts. There we go. I stopped reading too fast. You can use the code free2 as your coupon, and you'll get 2 weeks of free alerts. Now, these alerts, I'm an influencer for Peakbot, and I do have a benefit when you all have subscriptions or when people have subscriptions. But these alerts, I get nothing from the alerts. I just feel like if you're on Robinhood, people who are on Robinhood, they can't use, because Robinhood does not connect with Peakbot. So if you're on Robinhood, you may want to see the alerts because you may want to enter the trades, but you can't do them on Robinhood because Robinhood does not connect with Peakbot. Robinhood don't connect with nobody, if I'm honest. Okay. So, but if you want to see the alerts on a daily basis and see what trades are being suggested by the bot and by the algorithm, then you can get into the $5 a week alerts from Peakbot. This also gives you access to their watch list, and there's lessons. They've got videos that go along with this that will give you the introduction to these strategies and how are they working? How does the strategy work? Like, what is it actually doing, or what should you be actually doing? All right. If there's questions about anything with Peakbot, definitely let me know. I've signed up for these alerts, just so you know. I've signed up and paid for the alerts. Even though I am an influencer for Peakbot, I want to see the alerts. I want to see what it is. And Peakbot is automated trading for me. It's already doing stuff for me, but I still want to see what kind of alerts they popping out with. Don't be leaving me behind and not telling me about new stuff. You got a new trade that you popping out that's not one of the ones I already picked on my automated. I'm not trying to miss out. And $5 a week, yes. I spend $5. You can spend $5 at that nasty coffee place. I know y'all ain't like that. It's okay, but I do think their coffee is nasty. And I know that $5 will buy you a nasty cup of coffee or a cup of nasty coffee, but I think it's nasty. Everybody don't think that. Do we need more than 25K for PDT rules? No, you don't. So, if you're trading, so 2 things. If you're asking about the triple Q, then it's 1 DTE. So it enters today and it exits tomorrow. You don't need to worry about a day trade for that because you only day trade when it's the same day. So you don't have to worry about that. So no, for that standpoint, no. And even for these alerts or these things here, no, if you have a margin account, you can trade any of these. If you have a margin account, you can trade these. Okay. So as a seller, you have to have a margin account. So but you don't have to have $25,000. All right. You don't have to have $25,000. That's it for people. Anybody got PeakBot questions? Stacey, I know they ain't like that, and it's okay, People feel attacked when you attack their stuff. There's a lot of things I don't like other people do. Now, for contra like the other side, I like Waffle House. Some folks are like, no, my husband calls it Awful House. I like Waffle House. I can go to Waffle House regularly to eat. My husband, if I'm saying let's go to Waffle House, he usually is suggesting something else. But period, now he does like their blueberry waffle, so he will go there now. But it's not something he would pick. But see, Waffle House is a go-to. Me and my family, we'll ride through Waffle House regular, right? I can't go as much anymore. But, so some people might say, oh, a Waffle House, Awful House, whatever, is nasty. And okay, and I'm not going to be mad because everybody, you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. It's all good. If you want to see a free charting checklist, if you want to see the free charting checklist, you can go to chartyourway to100k.com and get the free charting checklist. All right. I'm not, all I'm asking you for is your email address, but it's a way to start your charting. You know what? I needed to make sure I get this. I just thought about something because we got a challenge going on for this week. What is our challenge for this week? Do y'all remember? Who remembers our challenge for this month? Not this week, this month. Who remembers our challenge for the month? I know y'all should know. Let me see if I can find the graphic. I didn't put it inside of our thing, but I need to go get it so we can make sure that we're ready for July. What's our July move? Where are you? Come on, Cletus. I need you to come on. Let me move you. There we go. It is July, and July starts tomorrow. And okay, so let me finish the free charting checklist. Just go to chartyourway to100k.com. You can get the free charting checklist. Okay, Ward says you just have $100 at least to have PeakBot to invest. Yes, you need to have at least $100 because you need to be able to be the width of the spread. You need at least that. LOL for that nasty coffee place. My husband likes that Awful House too. Child, yes, we gonna be at the me and my children. Listen, my grandson moved. He went to see his mom for the summer, and before he left to go, we said we were gonna go to family dinner, and we were letting him pick. My grandson's 11. We were letting him pick what he wanted to go to dinner. Of all the places to pick to go to dinner, how about he picked Waffle House? He was like, I want to go Waffle House. We were like, dinner? He's like, yep, that's where I want to go, and that's where we went. We went to Waffle House because that's where he wanted to go for his dinner, because that's a family place. That's what we do. My daddy been taking me to Waffle House. I took my children. That's what we do. My grandson at Waffle House is where we go. Okay, for July. Just one July. Ooh, it's going to be difficult for some of us. Me. It's going to be difficult for some of us to only do one trade, either one stock each day or one trade each day. We're calling it just one July because it's going to help us to prepare for our trades better, to enter them with the right time, to manage them properly, and to focus. Just one July. I'm pausing and doing all this because this is going to be something I got to work through. Just one July. You can trade one stock or place one trade each day. Uno. One. What do y'all think? Y'all think this is something that is doable, that you can do, that you can focus on just one trade or focus on just one stock and manage it all the way through? One trade per day. So if you're getting the PeakBot alerts, they send you an alert. That can be your one trade for the day. That could be your one trade for the day. You enter, the next day you get another alert. That can be your one trade for the day. That's how I'm going to do it. That's my plan. My plan at this point, Ward says very doable. My plan at this point is to use the alert that I get from PeakBot and let that be my one trade for the day. That's my plan. Okay. I'm gonna try real hard to do that. All right. I believe, who's with me? Who's with me in here? If you're with me, say me. At least say I'm a try. Yeah, I'm a try. I'm gonna try. That's not good English and it's not good grammar at all. But it's not at all good grammar. Okay. But Janae says me. Yay. I got one person who says me. I'm gonna do it too. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I see you. I see you. I'm gonna try to hold y'all accountable like I'm gonna try to hold myself accountable. Right? I do see a me. Me. One trait. Stacy's got her eyes. You just got eyes. You didn't say me. Ward said me, I'ma try. And LL says, I've been doing that since May challenge. It works. All right. Well, shoot, looky there. You was ahead of us. Yay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So if you're hanging out with us and you really need some information about like what is options, what is selling options, what is all the things, the options 411 course, it's a little mini course. It's $17 at my website. The prices, I mean, the information is running along the bottom, but you can do that. Options 411, unlocking the basics for $17, right? If you have somebody else who's looking to learn options and you know it's a lot more, maybe more than what you can teach them, send them to this $17 class. Send them to a $17 class. Stacey said, I did sign up for options 411. Yes. All righty. So our membership, Janae, I hope you're reading this sign. I hope you're reading this graphic. It says E2T membership, 8:30 a.m. morning calls. I just updated the graphic. I'm just picking on Janae because this graphic said 9:30 for a long time, but I do it at 8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 morning call. The membership has weekly training calls on Thursdays, and we have monthly coaching calls the first Saturday of the month, where we lean in further, closer, more to our strategies. We clarify what we're doing. We make it clear to the people who are, if you got help and you got questions and need help, there we go, with how to work your platform and all those things. That's what we're doing. And we've really been focusing a lot more on charting technical analysis, because I believe that is an area where people are struggling. And if you don't, even though support and resistance is a responsive thing, if you don't do it, there's so many things you're missing. You have to look at that chart for support and resistance. You have to look at trend. You have to look at those gaps. You have to see what are these candles saying, and as you make your determinations on what you're going to trade and how you're going to trade and when you're even going to enter the trade. You can't by the time because people do provide alerts, right? I know y'all are in places where people provide alerts, and by the time the person alerts you to their entry of a stop, they've already entered. And then they alert you. And if you don't see the alert immediately when they send it, you behind the ball already. Right? People are doing it, then they alert you, then you're following up 5, 10, 15 minutes later, hoping everything goes well. Right? And it may, as a seller, you got a lot more leeway in time than you do if you're a buyer. If you're somebody who's buying options, you don't really have a lot of leeway in time for entry, especially if you're entering for a day trade. Those minutes matter if you're entering for day trades. But if you are looking at the stock, the charts and the stock for yourself, you can see what would be a good entry place. What will be a good interest? I am in one group, in the Strat Chuchia, the one I was talking about earlier today with the guy who teaches the Strat. And what he does is he has different stocks he's looking at on the watch list, but then he also puts in there like what would be the price, the entry price. He doesn't just say, I'm in Apple now, I'm in Apple calls now. He says, looking at Apple calls around 170. I'm not sure if Apple's even at 170, but he'll give you some number, right? LL says, I've been sending everyone to your YouTube since May. You're a great and very clear teacher of options and strategies. I really try to make sure that we're learning along the way, because that's really what I want us all to be more profitable this year. I want us to reach our 6 figures that seems to be eluding us, the elusive 6 figures. But I want us to be live master traders, because we can really get to a higher dollar amount. But if you don't know how to trade, strategically, that's not going to be scalable. We want to be master traders that we can scale our accounts up. We want to be able to do that. There's this one guy, elite options trader. He's on Twitter. He always posts, and at the end of the day, he's been posting his wins for the day, and he might make 50,000 or 70,000 for a day. Now he's trading an account that's millions of dollars now, that he's grown it to that. But to even get to the place where you're trading millions of dollars on a daily basis and you pull in 70,000 or 70K in a day's trade, I mean, you need to know what you're doing. You're not going to put that kind of money on the line just based on somebody else's alert. You're going to need to know what you're doing. And the way we're getting to know what we're doing is we're learning how to be, how to chart and how to become technical analyzers. How do we technically analyze for ourselves? All right. All righty. I believe I've covered everything I wanted to talk about today. I went through my slides. I think we've covered everything. If there's nothing else, I always want us to stay green. I always want us to get this money. And I want you all to see me in the morning at 8:30. I want you to see me in the morning at 8:30. All right, everybody. I want you to have a good evening. Go have some dinner because I haven't had mine yet. And I'll see y'all in the morning at 8:30. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.